Hey YouTube, this is Kevin Boland of Boland Small Engines, and today I've decided that I'm going to try to help everyone out there on how to make a war harness with your typical 5-prong index switch. Now, you can go about this in many different ways. Okay, you can use some of your old existing wires on your lawnmower if you have one to make this war harness. But I would recommend that you get new wires, okay, a new key switch, a new celluloid, okay, um, your connectors, which you can typically reuse, but there are occasions that you burn through them. So um, I'm going to try to show you some of the part numbers that I've purchased myself in order to make the war harness that I'm about to show you. And I'm going to try to show you how I put this together. I'll do the best I can. Okay, I've made several attempts at this point and had to cancel, so I'm going to do my best here. The first part number that you're going to need is 55-1009. That's the key switch. Okay, and I highly recommend that you get this key switch. There are other key switches that are 5-prong, but you will quickly find that if you have the wrong key switch and it doesn't exactly match the one that's in this box, that you may potentially burn up the war harness that you're trying to create, and that can be such a pain. You're going to need to purchase 5 48 inches long different colored wires. You can get these wires at Napa, or as I said, you can even take the war harness that you have, if they're long enough, and cut them and save yourself a little money. But I prefer to go with new. This is a war terminal. Now these are very important. Okay, as I said before, you can reuse your old ones, but I would recommend new. Okay, you can't go wrong when you use new. These war terminals are about 81 cents a piece, okay, from TE Warehouse. They fit in a connector, okay. This is your key switch connector, okay. It goes on your war harness. You can buy these. They're not very expensive. I've actually got a paper here I'll try to find and give you an idea as to what the cost is for them. The terminal adapters cost $2.85 on TE Warehouse. The part number is 33-350. You're also going to need a fuse holder. I'm actually glad I got a hold of this piece of paper. The fuse holder will cost you $3.95, and you can get it from any automotive store. You don't have to buy it from TE Warehouse, but if they offer it, I would. There's no part number though, so I guess Napa would be your best bet to go if you're going to buy a fuse holder. You're going to need some electrical tape. That'll cost you about $1. You're going to need a starter celluloid, which I haven't mentioned yet. The others I have, but I haven't mentioned the starter celluloid. Starter celluloid costed me $5.19. That's a heck of a deal, okay? And I got it from TE Warehouse. Part number is 48-1003. So, without further ado, I'm going to get straight into this, and I'm going to try to explain it as clear as I possibly can. Okay. You will need to start out by getting you some wires. Now, these wires need to be basically any color as long as they're different. Okay, there's 5 of them. I just chose the ones that you're seeing illustrated in the piece of paper that I'm showing up here. Okay, it's not imperative that you have these wires, okay, this color, but it's just the one that I chose. Okay, I think I've held this up long enough for you guys to see that. This is the fuse holder, okay, that I was mentioning earlier. You're going to want to try to get a fuse holder that looks like this. It's not imperative that it looks like this, but I would recommend it. Okay, it comes in very handy later. I'd mentioned earlier that you can reuse some of your old parts from your existing wire harness, and that's not a problem. Okay, there are actually several parts that you can save if you want to save a little money, and these I would highly recommend that you save. Okay, the two red positive cables that lead from your celluloid to your battery and then from the celluloid to the starter, I would tell you to save those. Okay, they can be very expensive, so keep that in mind. Save those. Also, you want to save the black negative cable. Okay, that's the one that comes off of the battery and grounds typically to the back of the celluloid or to the engine. Okay, you're going to want to reuse your old stator wire adapter. Okay, the stator wire adapter, if you're curious, it actually looks like this. If I can find it. This is your stator. This is the stator connection. This is the adapter that goes into the stator connection. This is the part that you want to save. You will get this off of your old wire harness. Okay, this will save you quite a deal of money. You can buy these parts, okay, but they're just going to show up as like a partial, okay, to a wire harness set. And I would recommend, for the price, just save the old one. You'll save yourself quite a deal of money. Anyway, the stator I wanted to mention, okay, has two leads on it. One of which is your DC output. Okay, that's the one with the diode that you can see right here. Okay, you'll see like a little knot in the wiring. Okay, that's actually a diode. The black wire is your AC wire. Okay, that's typically what controls your lights. Okay, now don't get me wrong, there are a few older lawnmowers like some Murrays, Jacobsons, Snappers that only had one wire and it was a DC wire. Okay, and the lights will be powered off of a DC wire the same as they can an AC wire. But the DC wire, okay, has that diode in it for a reason. Alright, and that reason is it lets the current come through it, but it doesn't let the current come back. Okay, if the current's able to come back, you can actually burn up your stator. Okay, so keep that in mind. The DC wire is what I would recommend that you run to the light terminal. Okay, you'll see an L on the back of the key switch. That stands for your lights terminal. You want to run it back through the lights terminal so it can charge your engine. Okay, or your battery, I'm sorry. Charge your battery. So keep that in mind. I'm going to show a diagram that I've drawn up on how I made my own wire harness. But I'm going to have to do that momentarily because I'm running out of time. So I'm going to make a second video here, guys.